All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one, we are going to talk about the Model Y and my thoughts on a price change, price reduction, maybe even a price increase. We'll talk about my thoughts on it and where I think the market is essentially could be going for Tesla's hottest vehicle at the moment, which of course is the Model Y, but there could be inventory stacking up. And of course, when there's inventory going up, usually that signals some sort of price adjustment. We're going to talk about that plus a variety of topics. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested in. Today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get the best Tesla buying guide with the best financing rates and APRs and everything like that, better than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We got Anthony, Ben. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to check it out, definitely check it out. A link down below in the description. All right, so let us talk about this, and I want to hear all of your thoughts as well. So definitely put it in the live stream or even in the comments down below. And so right now, Tesla Model Y, this is what we know as of today. It's what, April 6th, April 7th right now. The Tesla Model Y qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. So if you buy it, you get this tax credit when you file for your taxes next year. And it's basically a reduction of your tax liability. If you don't know what that means and all that stuff, definitely check out videos on the channel. Just type in the search bar, like how does the EV tax credit work for the Tesla Model Y? And you should be able to find something on there. But right now there's two trim lines and two different models that are currently out there. We've got the Model Y long range at $54,990. We've got the Model Y Performance at $58,990. And of course, there's a third trim out there that's a little bit hidden that not a lot of people know because you can't order it from the website right here. And of course, that's the Model Y all-wheel drive standard range, and the price of that exact vehicle, of course we can pull it up on the price history tracker right now, is $51,990. And of course you can't order it. There are vehicles out there in inventory where you can put your name on it and try and secure it, and right now there's 300 Tesla Model Ys that are brand new that you can put your name on it, that you can secure and buy readily immediately. So right now I've got 176 long ranges, 74 Model Y all-wheel drives with a 279 mile range, and of course we got 51 Model Y performances. And of course, as you know, we've been tracking the market, we've been tracking the inventory counts, and Model Y inventory has been slowly yet surely steadily increasing. And of course, once a week or every other week, we usually get inventory dumps onto the website where Tesla will just release a bunch of Tesla Model Ys available for sale from the Austin, Texas factory. We can only assume because that's where these peaks are right here. You can see every single weekend for a while, we were getting a bunch of Tesla Model Y all-wheel drives being dumped into inventory, and the demand seems to be waning. You can see inventory is starting to go up and up and up, and this could only really be because production is starting to ramp up and up and up, right? And then we can only guess this is because Austin, Texas is pumping out 4,000 Tesla Model Ys a week and is starting to ramp up to maybe 5,000 and 6,000. What we do know is they were supposed to be slated for 75,000 Tesla Model Ys in the first quarter. So we don't even know if they're going to ramp up to that at a certain point at the moment. And so what do we think, right? Because right now, the $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model Y goes all the way up until MSRP values, all the way up to $80,000. So essentially, as long as the MSRP value, even if full self-driving, because full self-driving doesn't actually qualify, the vehicle can still be up to that range. And so will the price of the Tesla Model Y increase? I want to know what your thoughts are. Drop it in the comments or even in the live stream. But if we go into the price history tracker, like not that long ago, a Tesla Model Y long range was $66,000 as a base starting price. The Tesla Model Y Performance, if you could believe it or not, was $70,000 as a base starting price. But of course, this was a while ago when loan rates were what, like 3%, 2%. You could easily get, I don't know about easily, you couldn't get 1%, but that was a while ago. And now, of course, interest rates 5.59%. You can see on the screen right now. And of course, the credit unions that we recommend and that you can get access to at the Patreon link down below the description, even those that are easily able to be joined are still like 3.7, 3.8%, 4% realistically for most people. And so as interest rates go up, prices have to go down. And of course, as inventory goes up and people are not necessarily buying, or less people are, and maybe this $7,500 federal tax credit, did it just pull ahead from everybody that was going to be buying in, it's the summertime and they're just buying now because they were afraid that they were going to lose out on the federal tax credit. And now it seems like this federal tax credit is staying around for a while. At this moment, it looks like only the Model 3 standard range might be losing the $7,500 federal tax credit, maybe adjusted down to $3,750. And so if that happens and the Model Y continues to get the $7,500 federal tax credit, we could see two things, right? Like the price of the Model Y could steadily creep up, or if demand and inventory stays at elevated levels, we could see the price of the Model Y decrease. And so when Tesla dropped the price that fateful day in January down $13,000 for the Model Y long range, they went from $66,000 basically down to $52,990. They let that sit for a little bit. They got a lot of orders in the queue, and they increased the price of the long range $2,000 basically within a few weeks. And so Tesla has some room to go back down to $52,990 if they want to. And I can make a case that if they do not see these inventory counts going down for the Model Y, I could see Tesla start to decrease the price of the Model Y within the next few months as we get to the middle of summer, as we get to the end of the second quarter, especially if the interest rates for this vehicle keep going up as well. Like the Fed just raised the rates. I'm still waiting to see this interest rate go up. I guess maybe it has not had an effect yet, or maybe Tesla pre-raised the rate of the interest rate beforehand. And then, of course, we've got a lot of other competition coming into the fold as well, a lot like Kia EV9 SUV. We've got Ioniq 6 or whatever, the sedan coming in. Of course, that's not a Model Y competitor. We've even got Tesla competing against itself with the Cybertruck coming into play. Like there's got to be people out there that may perhaps have a Model Y on order and also perhaps might have a Cybertruck on order. So we could easily see them lowering the price to offset some of this inventory that could or may not be starting to stack up for Tesla. So that could be the case where Tesla would decrease the price. Now, the question is, if they raise the price, how high can they actually go, right? So we know this federal tax credit goes up to $80,000. So essentially they couldn't raise that price higher than that, nor would they want to. But then on top of that, like, yes, there's many states out there, 50 states, right? But California is probably the biggest market for Tesla. And of course, I quickly Googled the CVRP program and what MSRP cap that the Model Y basically hits a limited threshold of. And that MSRP is $60,000. So we can pretty much assume at this point that the Tesla Model Y will not get above $60,000. I think it will stay at this like $54,999 or maybe a couple $1,000 more. But really, the Model Y Performance could only see like another $1,000 increase, but not really, because if you add any sort of options like color paint or anything like that, and it gets already above $60,000. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on are. Of course, Tesla can do whatever the heck they want. And of course, if you're concerned about the federal tax credit, bookmark this site. It's actually down below in the description if you want to check it out. Fueleconomy.gov. This is where the government has told us that they will be updating this site pretty readily if vehicles qualify for the federal tax credit, the $7,500 federal tax credit or not. And so definitely check out this site. Of course, as of today, it's not April 18th. That's when we're going to hear more information on which vehicles actually qualify and which ones don't. Right now, all vehicles for the Model 3 and Model Y qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. But this could change. I mean, all we know right now is the Model 3 standard range is anticipated to be reduced for the Model 3 on April 18th, but they're kind of being pretty tight-lipped about the other trims of the Model 3 and, of course, the Model Y. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to get into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has the best Tesla buying guide out there that answers a lot of questions and gives you a list of all the credit unions and banks out there that you can join relatively easy that has a lower interest rate than Tesla's 5.59%. And on top of that, I respond to all DMs in the Patreon app if you want to ask a question, just like a quick one. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. All right, thanks for joining in, everybody. I see Jordy, Mars Trading Strategies. I haven't seen you in a while. Holy crap. C to God, thanks for coming in. Lima Yang, Crusher, Ron John, Michael, Ron John. Thanks for coming in. Of course, we will get to the live stream comments, and thanks for all for coming in. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for joining in every single day, or every day that you come. But we've got a handful of topics. Looks like some interesting news has been released from Tesla, so we'll get into that. In case you missed it, the Master Plan Part 3 was released in PDF form from Tesla, and of course, people have gone to it to isolate some interesting things. And it looks like model line specs or new vehicles for all the different Tesla vehicle in terms of battery specs has been released. So we'll take a look at it and we'll jump into it and what we actually think. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so if you missed Investor Day from Tesla, there's actually a Master Plan Part 3 where you can see the full PDF. You go to tesla.com/blog/Master Plan Part 3. But shout out to Warren Reddick. He actually spotted this within one of the pages. There is a slide that goes into all the different vehicles that Tesla is supposed to be releasing and or has out now, and kind of what their plan on the battery sizing or type of battery that they're going to release. And this is interesting, right? Because we kind of know what the battery sizing are for some of the vehicles are now, and battery is important because of course it's material, and also it's going to mean a lot when you're starting to charge these vehicles, because that's essentially your gas tank and how much storage of energy that it actually going to take. And so you can essentially take your kilowatt rate that you pay for at your house, lose about 15% efficiency from the transfer, and that's essentially how much you're going to be paying for each fill up. So it all adds up and it all makes a lot of sense at the end of the day, because I don't know about you guys where you're at, but in California, electricity rates are on the up and up. We pay 21 cents average, I would say, a kilowatt, but there's places in Orange County, San Diego, the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 cents a kilowatt. And so there's speculation that it will go all the way to $1 a kilowatt. And you can see right here on this screen, you can see like 75 kilowatt LFP pack for a future Model Y. You can kind of do the quick math, and to fill that up or to charge that up, maybe one day if it gets to $1 a kilowatt, that could cost $75 or more to fill that up. So, I mean, electricity was cheap at a certain point, but with all these different things, it could have screwed it up at the end of the day. But taking a look at this screenshot, you can see there's this compact vehicle, that Model 2, Model Q, that's supposed to come out of Mexico first, that they're supposed to sell 700 million vehicles, or 42 million at the end of the day, but a 53 kilowatt sizing. So definitely really small. I mean, I don't even know what the Model 3 standard range kilowatt size is right now, but I imagine it's around that size, if not more. But of course, there'll be more efficiency because it'll be a compact vehicle. Think like Volkswagen Golf at the end of the day. We've got the mid-size Model 3 and Model Y LFP cathode. So that's, of course, we know right now the Model 3 standard range is a LFP battery where you can charge it up to 100% every single day and not have to worry about it. But they've got a 75 kilowatt size right here. But Where it gets really interesting is we've got Cybertruck, 100 kilowatt size. We've got vans, buses, 300 kilowatt size, like, and all the different stuff. So it's pretty interesting to me to see like what they're planning for and all these different types of vehicles out there that they're going to be releasing. I mean, I would rock a Tesla van, like a basically like a canoe or like a Volkswagen bus type of van at the end of the day, with a Tesla version of it. But of course, let's do baby steps first. Can we just release the Cybertruck first and figure out what the heck the range and all that stuff is? Because that's a heavy vehicle, and so if it comes out with a 100 kilowatt battery size, which is basically the same kilowatt size in a Model X, but it's gonna be heavy, so I don't know if it could still do a 300 to 350 mile range. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on this vehicle slide sheet with all the different battery specs. Definitely some cool stuff coming out from the investor deck or master plan part 3, and we're gonna jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by my Patreon link. Download description to the Patreon link, so definitely check it out if you want to support the channel. But if you're just joining in, welcome. Thank you. We talked about Tesla's upcoming Tesla Model Y price increase or decrease, really just price changes, right? And from what I think, at least, Tesla Model Y inventory is starting to creep up just a little bit. So I can certainly see some price changes in the near future for the Model Y, where they can go up or down. We could really just make a case for both of them because they've got range. Like the Model Y long range was at its highest price, $66,000, and the Model Y long range was at its lowest price of a $2,000 difference from what it is today. So Tesla's got some room to go. Actually, no. Like the Tesla Model Y long range's lowest price was what, $49,000. So that's like what, $6,000 difference from what it actually is today. So Tesla's got some room if they need to hit that demand button to ramp up more sales. They could easily do it if they want to. But in this next topic, in case you missed it, Tesla has now announced new dates for their 2023 shareholder meeting. And I'm going to show you how you can actually try and enter to join in if you want to try and attend. And of course, there will be a live stream on top of that, which is kind of interesting, back to back, right? We've got the earnings call coming up in the next few weeks. And then I guess a month later, there's going to be a shareholder meeting. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best possible financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you are interested. All right, so let us take a look at this. They loaded this onto their website, tesla.com/2023 shareholder meeting. You can see right here where there is a huge, massive sign up link if you want to try and join. And what it does, it takes you to this page where you can verify if you have Tesla shares or not. And then I guess it's just some sort of round robin lottery system as well. So if you have Tesla shares, go ahead and go to this page and try and throw your name into the queue. But it is a limited, of course, limited space at their Austin, Texas. That's from what we see in this video or this page right here at their Austin, Texas factory on May 16th, 2023. So yeah, it's going to be a random drawing for anybody that wants to try and throw their name on it. But it's going to be cool, right? Of course, Tesla always does some sort of virtual meeting as well, because this will be interesting. I mean, we've got what could be announced at this event, really could be announced, is maybe a Cybertruck release with an actual delivery date, because they have been saying mid-June or midsummer around this time anyways. And so with this shareholder meeting coming up in May 16th, that's 1 month before June or this. So they could easily see some sort of announcement. And then Tesla has been putting up more ads for hiring for the Cybertruck. So we could likely see some sort of announcement in the near future for when Tesla Cybertruck deliveries will actually start to show up. And we've been seeing a lot more Cybertruck spotting these days. Like it's been testing in Fremont more. It's been driving on the roads a lot more, like driving around doing U-turns and showing off its turning ability and all that stuff. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on that. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by my Patreon link, so definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. But if you're just joining in, welcome. We talked about the Tesla Model Y, and I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think a price increase is coming for the Model Y, or do you think a price decrease is coming for the Model Y. And that's actually a good poll. I wish I thought of that before we started the stream or today, because I did not put a question today on what do you think a price increase or price decrease is happening for the Tesla Model Y. But I could see it go either way because inventory is starting to creep up just a little bit for the Tesla Model Y. It's getting back to levels that we have not seen for a while. And the Tesla Model Y long range has the lowest price it's ever been was $49,000. So could it go back to there? It's within range. I don't know if it will go back to there immediately, but it's definitely within range at the end of the day. Jordy, I'm supposed to pick up my standard Y next week. Should I disappear? No, you should pick it up. Why not? If you need a car, just take delivery. Interest rates are going to go up. I mean, that's the game, right? You can never time buying a Tesla, and if the price goes down, interest rates are going to keep going up. So you're going to catch 22. How much cheaper is the Model Y getting? I could see it go down $2,000 relatively quickly. $70K for a Model Y is insane. Yeah, and some people have paid that. So if you don't got gap insurance or any sort of protection, gotta be careful out there. Model Y makes no sense. I'd rather buy a Model 3 and Cybertruck for $70K. Yeah, if Cybertruck comes out for $70K, that'd be sick. Yo, joined in late. What's happening? We're just talking about the Model Y and our predictions on if prices will go up or prices will go down. Sup, Crusher? Thanks for coming in. Good evening, Ron John. Just financed with a credit union on your list to a low 3.99 from Tesla. Thanks for the Ron John. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting, and congrats to you. And don't forget our Tesla accessory partners on the channel. Check it out. Check it out. Link down below in the description. We've got discount codes for a bunch of them. We've got Tamai, really good interior accessory parts. Jawa, really good phone mount plus interior accessory parts. Tesla, good entry level floor mat. We got MAGBAK, a more premium phone mount that looks very OEM. And of course, we've got 3D Mats USA, a premium floor mat for your Tesla all-weather floor mat. Federal tax credit extended to April. That's true. Yes. Seems like it's going to be extended past April at this point, but the Model 3 standard range could lose it after April 18th. We actually don't know at the moment. If they have to lower the Model Y price, wouldn't they have to lower the Model 3? Yeah, I guess so, because the compression, the cannibalism, where it would cannibalize each other if it's too close, because people would just buy the Model Y, and it seems like people are already kind of just buying the Model Y at the end of the day. I got gap insurance. Yeah, gap insurance is 100% recommended for buying a Tesla, because Tesla could just whack the value of any of their vehicles, like we saw in January, $13,000 overnight. So you got to be careful out there. 3.99 is a scam. I get it for 1.40. Mars Trading Strategies. I would love to hear where you're getting 1.4% APR today, because yes, in the past, and that's probably one of our first financing videos back on the day when, back in the glory days, is that what they see? Back in the fun days when DCU, Tesla, was having a 1.24% APR. That was a fun time a long time ago. It is no longer. Right here. This video I actually filmed almost over a year ago. Holy crap. It was one of my first Tesla financing videos called Do This Now Before Buying Your Tesla. And that was a time. That was a crazy time, because DCU had 1.24%. Of course, that's no longer exists at all. Like, if we were to look back to the DCU financing page, it's kind of hilarious, because this is what I want to say this is at least like an 8%. Actually 5.74%. Okay, slightly higher than Tesla. So actually maybe one at some point this is going to be looking pretty attractive, because Tesla will have raised the rates probably to 5.99 at that point. Good news. Tesla's giving me a refund for my front tint windshield. Yang, nice. Congrats on that. Because I remember you came in and had an issue with that, with like you got the front tinted windshield, and that's good that Tesla is giving you a check. How much are they paying for that? Francisco, what do you think about Logic's credit union bank in LA? It's okay. I mean, I think the rate's like, I want to say 5.99 or 4.99. You can do better. Patreon link down below in the description, or some of the YouTube video links that we have on the channel, but you can do better. My friend was going to go through them, but he went through Parsons instead. Yo, Bads, welcome. What credit unions do you guys use for low rates? Fopez, check out the Patreon link down below in the description. Finally got my VIN, but the EDD is still April 7th to May 7th. Do you think I can get it before the 18th? I would say so. I would try VUCOM, check out some of the EDD hacks on the channel, and try and go to your local Tesla store to see if you can pick one up. Try and get them to lock you down on one. Will the Model 3 rear-wheel drive price be lower than the 18th? I just bought one. J-Dog, I think so. I would say do not take delivery if you can help it, because prices could go down. But I mean, it's going to probably be the same because it's either going to be a $7,500 federal tax credit or down $33,000 to $4,000. That's what I would say, but who knows? Cybertruck for color options, I heard a little people upset because it's supposed to be stainless steel material. Maybe vinyl wrap for the win. Yeah, I saw that, right? Like, didn't they post a job listing for a Cybertruck painting or some sort of paint job? That would be pretty interesting because, I mean, a black Cybertruck would be nice, but who knows? Any chance of a Model S or X will go down? I would say so, Piero. Like, if you are on the fence on buying a Model S or X, I would just say wait because inventory is still staying up. We just saw that sales data got released where they sold like 50% of them, Model S's and X's. So if you can wait, I would just say wait. There's still like a $10,000 room of where this price could go down. So you might as well just wait, especially if you don't need a car right away. It's funny to think that in late February, there was a thought that there would be a significant increase in Model Y prices, and now the thought is they might decrease. Yeah, it could go either way, right? Market's changing all the time, constantly, and really the best indicator is this inventory chart. If inventory goes up, if it goes back to the levels like it crazily was, 1,300 Model Y inventory, then we can easily see Tesla essentially freaking out and doing some sort of price decrease because they still got to sell cars. They still got to sell 400,000 units every quarter. They seem to make a lot more price adjustments in other markets. Like Australia just dropped the price of their Model 3 and Model Y $3,000 to $4,000. And so if it starts, it's going to have a trickle effect. Usually we see other markets do price drops relatively quickly, like Asia, Europe, and all that stuff. If we start to see that happen more, then US will start to follow suit as well. So definitely hit that subscribe because we are monitoring the whole world in terms of price adjustments for Tesla. Too bad Elon didn't lower Model Y price to $50,000 on 112. I don't think that he would go that low, but he kind of did for the Model Y standard range. He lowered it down to 50,990, but he quickly raised it up about 500 and then another 500. So I could easily see that, but right now, not at the moment. But we're going to jump into our next topic. And so in case you missed it, we made a video the other day about how GM only sold 2 Hummers. And it seems like there's been more released on why that actually is. And it seems like it wasn't necessarily GM's fault, but more so a recall. So I'll quickly kind of recap it to you and give you the 3 things on what exactly happened with the GM selling only 2 Hummers. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. But basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us jump into this. This is an article that we found from MSN. Here's why GM only sold 2 of their hotly anticipated Tesla killers in Q1. So what happened was GM just released their sales numbers for Q1 of 2023, and they only sold 2 Hummer EVs. And granted, I mean, the Hummer EV is, I want to say it's like starts at $80,000 or $100,000. It's a pretty expensive vehicle out there. So regardless, there is probably a lot of people that are interested in the Hummer and that are on a waiting list because at that time, with the second bullet point that you need to know is that they took over 90,000 pre-orders from the GM page or the GM process order. And so they've got a lot of people they could deliver it to, but they only were able to sell 2. And the reasoning why is because production was actually paused and it wasn't restarted until January 31st due to a battery pack sealing problem. So I guess GM just kind of took the more safe route. They didn't want to try and deliver vehicles without any sort of risk. And so they kind of just pause on that. And I guess maybe it takes a while to produce these vehicles because if it was paused all the way till January 31st, it probably took them more than a month to 2 months to produce any, and they were able to squeeze out 1 to 2 vehicles to actually deliver them. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Usually you see a sensational headline and you're like, oh, what is actually going on? But at the end of the day, they are still very early in the production of Hummer EVs. And I think I only saw there's some of them driving around in California, of course, but probably not a lot of them for sale, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I would probably never own one unless it was a good deal, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel, so definitely check it out if you are interested. But yeah, welcome in everyone. If you're just joining in, we talked about the Tesla Model Y market and how I potentially feel like there could be a price change in the near future. It could go up, it could go down. But taking a look at the inventory, I could easily see it going down. If the inventory keeps going up, prices will start to follow suit and go down. That's kind of Tesla's MO. They're very reactive. When they see a lot of inventory, they will actually start to do some price adjustments. Dennis, how much is the Model Y long range in China? That's a good question. I used to have a page where I could track that, but I don't know where it went to now. I ordered my Model Y long range 214 and pushed out again to 521 and later. Maddening. Yeah, Tesla kind of changes EDDs all the time, unfortunately, John. But check out some of the EDD hacks on the channel to see if you can bump up your order. That's for sure. 350. Got it. Where can I find 3.99? Definitely check it out. Ron John's hooking you up, actually, helping you out, trying to figure out, point you in the right direction. Dennis, I just filled out my CVRP. How long does it usually take for me to get the check? And do you think if my wife buys an EV, can she get her own CVR check? Thanks always. Dear Willen, actually, it takes a while. I would say maybe even 90 to 120 days. I remember waiting like 3 months to get the actual check in hand, and it's tied to driver's license. So your wife essentially could get their own CVRP check if they filed it separately. But in this next topic, it looks like Rivian, which was another hot selling vehicle out there that seems to have some delivery maybe not issues, because it seems like Rivian delivery times are now slashed and you can readily get one very, very quickly. And that's kind of interesting, right? Because, there used to be a long waiting list for that. Of course, we also have a Rivian on order, and they recently hit us up and saying that you could configure it and actually take delivery. But we went through the delivering portal and all that stuff, and the cheapest we could actually build one was like $100,000. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to pay that, but I'll show you exactly what I'm taking a look at to see. Because it looks like Rivian delivery times have now been slashed, and there is no longer a waiting list for that vehicle as well. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. I got this email from Rivian actually today. It says, hey, reminder, why don't you configure your Rivian R1T, because we want to sell you it and take delivery. And which really sucks is because when this truck came out, or when I think I put the order in, it was like an $80K truck or something like that. But right now, like, you literally cannot build this because of how they lock you into certain battery packs and all that stuff. It's like $100,000 vehicle at the end of the day. You get like no ifs, buts, buts and that's whatever. But this is a tweet from Talos of EV. Shout out to Talos of EV, another YouTuber on talking about a lot of different things as well. He posted this screenshot. Anyone notice that Rivian delivery timing for new orders is down to a few months? And so if you place an order for a Rivian right now, you will essentially get it, from what they're saying, 1 to 4 months, which is basically the same delivery time as Model S and X, or maybe even quicker, but really as a Model Y as well. And so this could be interesting, right? Because even the email that I got, it says you'll be received access to the R1 shop, where you'll be able to shop inventory vehicles that have available configurations that are ready to be delivered in 1 to 8 weeks. So, this is enticing. I mean, if I could get a Rivian for the old price, and maybe that's a hack, maybe I should try and push them for that. Or if Rivian drops the price down to their original, I want to say it was like $70K when it first came out, I think I might be enticed to get into it. Maybe some of you will be as well, because that's pretty much close to what a Model Y performance used to be. Of course, $70,000. And I think that's like the sweet spot where I think a Rivian would be worth it. Not $100K at this point, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on are. We're going to jump into the live stream comments, because that's where you can ask any sort of questions you want regarding Tesla buying or selling. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which is the best Tesla buying guide out there, that has links to all the credit unions and banks that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing. I think Tesla financing is 5.59%. All those credit unions are lower than that. So definitely check it out. And also as an added benefit, I respond to all of my DMs in the Patreon app where you can ask me any questions one-on-one on top of that. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. So definitely check it out if you're interested. I'm buying used. Does that matter? No, it's actually a little bit higher rates, but of course, they're all still lower than Tesla financing for that. I've scheduled delivery by tomorrow. Don't have financing place in yet. And any zero down Tesla loans from credit unions really depends on your credit, international, on how if it's your income and credit and all that stuff. I have done, and there's been many people that have done credit union financing at zero down. But it really depends on you as a person, your income and all that stuff. But really, if you've got delivery scheduled for tomorrow, you could try and push that delivery, or you could do refinancing with a credit union. So use Tesla financing, buy the vehicle, use their set up financing with Tesla, and then just refinance with a credit union maybe like a little bit after that. Sunchi, how much do you think CT prices will be eligible for tax credit? Unlike Ford easing prices on the F-150, we put a poll out there on the channel on that. I would love to see the Cybertruck come in under the $80,000 IRS tax credit limit for trucks, like maybe a $79,990 or a $69,990. But I have a bad feeling it's going to be like $100,000 to maybe $120,000 because Tesla can charge it. They know they can. People are going to buy the first trucks no matter what, so they can charge whatever the heck they want. But I mean, depends on how quickly Cybertruck, ramp up will be at the end of the day. But I'm going to put a question on the poll here because we love, seeing what your thoughts are out there. So let's see. Do you pricing for the Tesla Model Y? Do you think it will go up or down? Model Y will increase. Model Y price will increase. Model price will decrease. We got to add one for fun. There we go. Do you think Model Y long range will go down less than 51,990? The initial price drop? Potentially. I mean, Sonu, like taking a look at the range of what the Tesla Model Ys have been at. The Model Y long range, the lowest price it's ever been was $49,000. And of course, the highest price, as we know, is $66,000. So it could go up, it could go down. We really don't know. But the one thing we can track and we can see is inventory. So if inventory starts to creep up and up and up, then we know what Tesla's plan is. They just drop the price at the end of the day. Dennis, we're thinking about the Chevy Bolt or new Prius Prime for a short commuter car. Which one would you choose? That's tough because Chevy Bolt, even though the pricing of it seems to be a good car, I don't know if you can find a dealer that will sell you this vehicle without any sort of markup. So right now, of course, it's shown $26,500. You can see right here on the screen, but most dealers, I want to say, are going to price increase or mark that up for you. So as you pay any sort of markup, you get really close to Model 3 territory. And at the same time, you can find Model 3s with discount. And so right now, we checked this yesterday. You can see right here on the screen. Look at that. Brand new Model 3 rear-wheel drive standard range with a $2,300 discount. So, I mean, you got to look at the math between the both of them and see what actually makes sense, because I would bet that there's dealers out there that probably have a $5,000 markup on a Chevy Bolt EV. I mean, I really don't know. So I would say just get the Model 3 because you're not going to pay any markup and the price could go down in the near future, right? So I would just kind of wait it out on that one. Does the 7K incentive only apply to people in a certain tax bracket? Yes. This is a great article from Edmunds.com. It goes through the whole entire tax credit by itself. And of course, this is when you file for your taxes next year to get the $7,500 benefit. But you can see the income limits right here on the screen. It's basically $150,000 for a single person and up to $300,000. Oh, that's for you. Sorry, $300,000 for a married couple. So that's basically what it is. Hey, do you think the Model S or X will get another price reduction? I think so, yeah. Especially at the end of this quarter, I could easily see some sort of price reduction in the near future. Have you installed PPF or ceramic coating? Of 100 people, how many people are either doing one or both? So I always do ceramic coating. And I'll give you some shop recommendations if you are in the OC area or even the SoCal area. We've got OC Tint Solutions, really good tint shop. Shout out to Jason and the team. He's tinted my past 3 Teslas. Really good work. You can hit him up on this website. Their website asks for the Dennis YouTube deal. If you don't believe me, just take a look at the reviews on the website here. 5 freaking stars. He also did my PPF as well. I usually don't do PPF, but Jason made me an offer that I couldn't refuse, so we did PPF. And then in terms of ceramic coating, I always do ceramic coating. Shout out to Andre and the team here at 24K Shine. The reason why I go to Andre, because he uses a certain product that is really nice called Geon that is really good. And so I would go to 24K Shine to do a ceramic for that. But out of 100 people, yeah, that's a good question. Like that's another good poll, actually. Maybe we should put that on the channel. Like, do you do ceramic? Do you do PPF? Do you do tint? Or all of the above? And if I had all the money, I would do all the above all the time, all the freaking time. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Check out our Tesla parts accessories on the channel down below in the description as well if you want, or Tesla part accessory partners for all the discount codes. We've got Tamai, Jawa, Tesloid, MAGBAK, and 3D Mats USA if you want a premium floor mount. We don't have a giveaway right now, but we're working on it. We're going to definitely do a giveaway this month, at least one. And once we lock down details on stuff, so definitely hit that subscribe. In the past, we've given out Tesla wall chargers. We've given out all-weather floor mats. We've given out, shout out to MAGBAK for giving out another phone mount, or giving out a phone mount as well. So we're going to put our head together and figure out something. Like, I'd love to give out like a CCS adapter. Actually, no, I do have something I can give out. I can give away a mobile connector from Electron that we could give out as well. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Thank you for supporting. Thanks for always coming in. Thank you for always hitting the like button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.